Tomas, we are back, my friend. You know what that means? Time for a little bit more Tasty Live with this market measure sponsored by the CBOE. By the way, Sadnov, even the S&Ps only down 17 right now. NASDAQ down 30, Russell down 18, and the Dow down 160. I say only down 17 or 18 handles because they were down around 25 just a moment ago. Volatility up 35 cents. Bonds still down 29. Baidu markets have tightened up if you're so inclined to go there. You've got really kind of a mixed bag of tricks here with, Baidu down almost $5, Netflix down $4 and change, Apple down $4 and change. And on the other side of the coin, you got NVIDIA up almost 12 on an upgrade. AMD up almost 9. Goldman Sachs up 4. Tesla, which was lower, is up $3. And your Boeing is still lower.
Boeing's a pig. Boeing's a pig, but what is going on with
Boeing?
this?
One of the worst performers, my friend Doc told me in the S&P 500, down 16% before today. Boeing down $12.43.
What is going on with some of these chip stocks? I mean,
I know they had an upgrade by KeyBank. Raised NVIDIA to 740 from 650.
That is the dumbest reason.
While maintaining its overweight rating.
That is the dumbest reason for
obviously
a stock
they're
to
not
be
going
higher.
skiing.
Unbelievable. All right, taking a look.
Shark.
Yep, doesn't work for the good kids. Let's see, 47, 50.
Market measure sponsored by the CBOE. Even the S&P is trying to mount something here, Sadnov.
You mean the S&Ps?
Yes. What are you doing here in SPX?
Just covering a trade.
Beautiful.
Taking.
You didn't do your 0 day today.
I didn't do the 0 day today.
Is there an echo in here?
God, these positions. My positions stink.
So I left for an afternoon. I left you in great shape. I don't know what you did. I'll have to go through it later today.
Yeah, my positions stink today. Yeah.
Even the S&P down 13, so I'm a little surprised by the strength.
I have an S&P position that...
You don't have an S&P position that what?
I don't have an S&P position.
I know, but I'm a little surprised by the market strength overall. You got NASDAQ only down 8 now. NASDAQ was down 150 at one point.
Yeah, we're not short the NASDAQ. That's a good thing. We're short the S&Ps, long Russell. That trade is pretty much a wash, small loser. Yeah, that trade's pretty much I don't know, nothing much. The big problem children today are Boeing, and which I completely did myself, and AMD, which I was not. I was rolling down calls in there on Friday. Yeah,
up almost $10.
ugh, I hate that stock. Daily stats.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'm ready. Daily stats for 0 DTs. I thought they were covering losers today, but they're not. So on Tuesdays, we switched from Thursdays to Tuesdays to do 0 DTs. So daily stats for zeros. Now we have really clean data. And you're going to be surprised, because the market stayed in such a tight range recently, you're going to be surprised how strong these statistics are. Analyzing the performance of 0 DT options requires us to adjust our habits from longer dated options. I still haven't fully got on board with the zeros. I don't know.
You've been dabbling.
I dabble. That's it. Typically, we look at per trade statistics such as the percentage of winning trades or the amount lost on outlier bad trades. For an active 0 DT trader whose mechanics dictate placing a large number of trades in a day, the probability of being up at the end of the day and the amount lost on outlier bad days may be more relevant. That's what we're going to check today. So the 0 DT database, our data set that we're using, is finally in a position to let us answer these questions. So let's get to it. We have NASDAQ's actually up on the day now. We've scraped, we've cleaned this. We have one of the best databases now in the business. So using 10 months worth of intraday data, we examined the performance of $30 wide iron flies, selling the straddle, buying the wings, with a variety of profit targets ranging from 5% to 50%. I tend to be in that 5 to 10% range. I kind of like the 5%.
In these 0 days, for sure.
On the 0 days. I like the 5 to 10% range. 50, I think it just takes too long to get there. And then we didn't manage losers. We considered two types of traders. Now, I happen to...
Whoa. You manage losers by aggressively rolling down.
No. For the study, we didn't manage losers.
I'm sorry.
I manage losers.
Yes.
I aggressively roll down the untested side, and I close the trade when it's a loss. We consider two types of traders: those who sold at market opening and closed if they reached their profit target, and we called them closers. Okay. The others recentered their positions if they reached their profit target. So you reach your profit target, you recenter the position, you put it on again. We call those people rollers. So we have closers and rollers. Okay, for this study.
Okay.
Next slide, please. Okay, so this is focusing on daily probability of profit. Now, the funny thing is, I have been doing between the 5 and 10%, and I have been averaging between, I would say, 93 and 95%. I mean, we've been right on about 19 of 20 times. We've been right in that profit target. So the numbers here for closers, and I consider myself a closer, they've been pretty good.
Not as a young man you weren't, but okay. Maybe now you
I've
are.
always been a closer.
Sure.
5, 10%.
Both of those times.
Oh, please. And though...
I don't want to get you off your game. Keep reading. Sorry.
No, not kidding. Okay. Those are. I don't really do the rolls that much on the zero. I roll everything else. But you can see here, all these numbers are great. So what's wrong with these trades then? If all these numbers are great, you got to remember, 95% for 5% target. That's theoretically kind of right where it should be.
Supposed to be, right?
Yeah. It's not like anything crazy special or anything like that. That's right where it's supposed to be.
Maybe a couple of percentage points higher, right?
Yeah, it's pretty close. And it gets progressively better percentage-wise all the way down the line. Let's go to the next slide. So this one, we're looking at P&L per day. Now, without the next slide, we'll have the CVAR, so we'll have our worst losses. But when you're talking about the 5% profit target of $80, that's right where we are. When I've been doing this trade, I've been averaging between
From your small sample set that you've been doing.
On my small sample set of, 30, 40 different trades.
Yeah.
We've been right at that 80 to 150 mark between the 5 and 10%. We haven't really been doing the rolls, but we've been right in that range. So I think this is pretty damn accurate, at least from my perspective. It's where it's been for me. I haven't really held it to the 25, 35, or 50% numbers, but the other ones are, the interesting thing here is that if you're a roller, you did way better early on, the lower profit targets.
And that doesn't surprise you, right?
No.
Right.
No, you have to take profits in this stuff. Let's go to the next slide. So this is the 5% profit. And I'm sorry, this is the CVAR and the conditional value at risk. And this is like our losers. So when you're wrong, how ugly does it get? And on the 5% profit target, without making an adjustment, you're at about 1,000. So the question is, how many times you hit there? Now, based
Really
on
more like 1,100, no?
1,100, whatever.
Yeah.
So the point being here is that you're probably hitting this based on just the fact that it's 5% of losers, and you're right, 95. So you're hitting this about it looks like about one every 20 times. One every 18 times. Is there a real
clear winner here? It's almost like the profits. I mean,
there's a clear winner. It pays to do it because you're winning $80 on the 5% move. You're winning $80.
I get that point. I just meant by the risk. The risk is really set on entry. Would you agree or no?
Yeah, all of these are worth the risk so far in this market. In a market like this, where it's absolutely paid to do this kind of trade, with a sideways market like we've had, every single one of these CVAR numbers does not, every single profit number destroys the CVAR number.
Can you guarantee me the same market moving
No, I
forward,
cannot.
please? Okay, thank you.
No, I cannot. But based on our research for the last 9 months, using all the data we have at our fingertips, the profits are significantly higher than the CVAR losses, which is really good. Same for rollers, same for everything. There's no number up there that hasn't worked in the last 9 months on the zeros if you're doing this kind of trade, which is crazy, but our results have been similar.
Good results.
Yeah. And we make adjustments. We're a little more aggressive. The most successful strategy for managing zero DT iron flies over the past 10 months has been extremely aggressive rolling. I agree. Taking winners rapidly and averaging 3 to 5 trades a day. That we have not been doing, but we've been aggressively rolling and taking winners rapidly, and it has worked. Traders who preferred to place only one DT trade per day were benefited by using slightly higher profit targets. The daily CVARs for closers and rollers came out nearly the same. Rolling winners did not increase per day risk as long as we were willing to let the losers be losers. Now that we have our zero DT data clean, we're ready to try out all of your wild zero DT ideas. If you've got a mechanical approach to zero DTs, email jacob@tastylive.com for a chance to be featured in the future market measure.
Jacob at tastylive.com. I love that. I have something I could send everybody to now.
There you go.
Awesome. Let's take a quick 90-second break and come back. We got more Tasty Live after this with, Joy, your friend of mine, Mr. Scott Sheridan, Tasty Trade World Headquarters.